So that's 30 XRP for the transaction and 10 XRP for the transaction fee. And that's the demo. Oh, we're not done yet. There's more to improve on any project that you've got. So some of the new features that we're looking to add are NFT support, which you'll see some of my colleagues demo tomorrow in JavaScript, simplifying the multi-sign experience, and further unifying our 3 client libraries so that they're aligned a little bit better and so that it's super easy to put down one library and pick up another based on what your needs are. So check out the library on GitHub or on pip. And if you have any feedback, you can drop it in GitHub issues or talk to us here at Apex, either in person or via the app. We highly encourage you to use this library for all of your projects that are Python and working with the XRP ledger. Thank you.
Excellent job, Mayuka. Thank you for that demo. Next up, we'll hear from Scott Chamberlain. Scott is an entrepreneurial fellow at the ANU College of Law. Scott will join us remotely, and he will introduce Evernode, a proposed Layer 2 dApp platform utilizing the XRP ledger. Scott is also a University Blockchain Research Initiative, better known as UBRI, partner. UBRI is a global partnership with universities to support research, curriculum, and education into fintech, including cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Scott has presented at UBRI Connect the past 2 years, and his research has long been focused on the impact of blockchain on the law. Here's Scott.
Simplifying the multi-sign experience and further unifying our 3 client libraries so that they're
I'm Scott Chamberlain. I'm talking today about our Evernode project, and I'm just the blind man describing the son that's leading the project. Behind me are 2 far more important and technical people. Richard Holland, who most of you will know from his Toast Wallet days, who's now with the XRP Labs boys, is the kind of genius and technical lead. And then we have Ravin Pereira, who's leading the small team of coders at an outfit called GVO. They were clients of mine before I became an academic. And the reason why I mention Ravin is important for you guys watching to know that there is this project is resulting in another team experienced in building on the XRP ledger. And I think that's pretty exciting. So Evernode is a global, permissionless, flexible, fast, scalable layer 2 network of hot pocket nodes. It's composed from the XRP ledger. It's incentivized for hosts to run dApps, but it needs DEX and the hooks. And what I'm going to do today is unpack each of these statements. First, the current state of play. We have something that is global, flexible, fast and scalable, but at the moment it's 100% permissioned. This is our current global cluster, 40 node global cluster, and we've got it cranking over at a 2-second round time. You can see we've gone and purchased hosting services at various data centers around the world, the cheapest ones we could find. And we're driving it quite quickly at 2-second round times to see how it might break. This is a NFT contract running on the cluster. You select your input, you can see the green there, that's it going into consensus, coming out of consensus, and we've generated an NFT certificate as an Evernode, a supporter of the Evernode project. Let's have a look at this behind the scenes. The Everdog NFT contract that's running on this 40 node cluster. What we've done, we've got 12 images. We've uploaded it to the cluster. Each image is twice as rare as the preceding image. And the contract that's running on this cluster, it's written in Node.js. We've got all 12 images stored. It applies the rarity rules to select an image, gives a certificate, sequential certificate number, generates the QR code, then generates the JPEG to download. And we could store the image on chain quite easily, but we don't because of resource constraints. We're running the cheapest machines we can. But if we did do that, the QR code would then be a pointer to a unique and persistent image that no one can delete. This is an innovative way of doing NFTs compared to the existing technique of just having a pointer on chain to somewhere off chain. How do we do this? What's under the hood that's making this work? This is the network of hot pocket nodes that connects our 40 node cluster together. Hot pocket, Evernode's beating heart. It's a UNL consensus protocol that enforces rules on inputs and outputs, maintains a shared canonical state across the nodes. It has some rapid state sync functionality, a bundle of features that make it as easy and fast as possible to spin up a new node and for that node to sync to the network. We've got some contract life cycle management features. The devs talk about it in terms of the contract lives amongst the data, and therefore we can make sure contracts are similarly configured and we can upgrade them at consensus. We've got a daemon that coordinates everything from a central message board, and we've done what we can to make sure it's minimal setup, so it's as easy as possible for people to create new nodes. And the technical specs, you can see those on the screen, C++. We haven't driven it as hard and fast as we can, so these are still a little bit rubbery, but this protocol runs on any Linux machine at the moment. That's the protocol. So there's a couple of things we had to do to stitch it together into a network. We begin at point one, where you've got a smart contract that's applying rules to inputs and outputs and maintaining a persistent state. In the second phase, we've got Hot Pocket as a consensus layer that links each of those smart contracts together so that we're running the same rules and the same canonical state on multiple machines. And then in the third iteration, we've now got our Sashimono network, where all of that is being coordinated from a central or decentralized from a single message board. And you can see there that we've got 3 Linux hosts, each of them potentially running different DAP instances, all of it being coordinated through the Sashimono agent. What we get with this technology is we get dApps that don't run on blockchains, they are blockchain. Each dApp on the network would be its own blockchain with its own chain history.